Okay, well, either way that they start, it's important that they get out to a quick start tonight. And we'll see if that two-prong running back attack, Travis Evans, Joe Beavis, can get the job done behind those big guys up front.
You know, I know you were talking at this last intermission that you wanted to see the Tiger defense on the field first. I feel the other way. I want to see this high-powered Tiger attack, and I want to see what this Blue Devil team can do to try and stop it, because to me, this game could be won or lost in that Tiger offensive line.
Coach Doherty gathering him around now, JC. What kind of things would he be saying to him now?
Well, I think he'd remind him of the basics, knowing Coach Doherty, of keep it simple, don't make mistakes, play aggressive, play your heart out. There is no tomorrow.
And definitely, I'm sure there are some young men out there with some big butterflies churning in their stomachs, because this just isn't any other game. This is the playoffs. Dropping back to receive for the Edwardsville Tigers, we have Travis Evans and Blake Westra. Up ahead of them are J.R. Ziegler and Joe Beavis.
Well, this is what you play the regular season for, to line up and play in the playoffs. And Travis Evans deep.
A lot of teams would like to be here tonight. Gurnee Warren in that North Suburban Conference, they had a pretty long bus drive today, but they took it in luxury, I saw. They got some nice over-the-road buses there.
And you know, it's only fitting, as Todd said, that offense take the field first.
There's the kick.
It'll be an opportunity for the offensive line to come out there and make a statement.
Beavis fields it short, he's got some room. Rumbling. Oh, Joe Beavis up to about the 41-yard line of the Tigers.
Hey, special teams, I thought one of the factors, was going to be the team speed. The Tigers showed as much speed on that first play as what the Blue Devils did.
And that is not a good start for Gurnee on that opening kickoff. Of course, that's why they got those two guys, Beavis and Ziegler, up in front of the two deep backs. Both of them handle the ball well.
Okay.
Tigers will bring it out 1st and 10. Now we see an I formation. Beavis the fullback, Evans is the tailback, Westra flanks left, Coates to the right.
Gurnee in a 50 front playing cover 2 behind it.
Matt Alaria hands off to Beavis straight ahead, a very short gain on the play, maybe 2. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 44-yard line.
That middle of the defense did a very nice job there. Matt had to sell one of the players out of the middle linebacker position, made sure Beavis did not get through.
Tigers have it 2nd and 8. Checking in for Edwardsville, John Sones. He's going to play a little on offense tonight. So we're going to send Sones to the left, Westra to the right, I formation. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
50 cover 1 now. Strong safety to the wide side of the field.
This time it's Evans. He's cross midfield and then some. He's into Blue Devil territory down to about the 44-yard line of Gurnee.
You know, there's something fun about an offensive line that comes off the football and makes a statement, and that's just what Coach Doherty's doing, providing that offensive line a chance to knock the butterflies out of their stomachs and knock the stuffing out of the Gurnee Warren Township defensive line.
Guys, that's 2 plays right there. The Tigers patent plays with Beavis first, with Evans second. I think Doherty wanted to see what they do against those 2 plays.
And they ain't seen nothing yet. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Blue Devil 45. This time Evans picks his way through. Look at Evans go. Evans, another 1st down for the Tigers. He has got the quickest feet I think I've seen in a high school running back in a long time. He gets back there, he's dancing, but he's not evading. He's just kind of waiting to line up the hole, and then that acceleration.
He slashes well, John, and as we've mentioned earlier in the season, this kid has come light years running tackle to tackle.
Oh, my goodness,
2 carries, 26 yards already for Travis Evans.
1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Gurnee Warren 30-yard line. Staying with the I formation.
And they've got 8 up front, strong safety up on the ball now.
And now Travis Evans, no gain on that play, or very short gain, if any. That time they did stack the box, put 8 players up, brought that free safety up. I have a feeling we're going to hear from Mr. Westra tonight sometime soon, probably, if they're going to play the box like that.
Yeah, you can see the coaching strategies already beginning. The chess game between the coaches, with the defensive coordinator putting that 8th man up on the line.
Demarius Coates checking into the Tiger lineup. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the Blue Devil 30.
And they take a look at the overset to the wide side of the field.
We have a slot left this time. Westra in the slot. Alaria is running the option right. Pitches quickly to Evans and knocked out of bounds. Now the Tiger offense stalling a bit.
I'm interested to see there that, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see, they shifted on the line to that side of the field the Tigers just ran on, and I'm surprised the Tigers didn't check off and maybe option to this near side.
Well, you know, they seem to like to run that short side option. They like to have that soft corner there, and that time they did a nice job of stringing the play out.
You know, coaches are always interested in learning how the defense is going to cover the overset, the twin set to the wide side of the field. Some will try to play it 2-on-2. Most often they'll go 3-on-2, which softens the corner away and opens up the option.
That was a loss of 5. Now it's 3rd and 15 for Edwardsville. Ilaria gives to Evans on the draw. Evans running hard. He's going to be short of the first down. Travis Evans, though, pulls his way down to about, I would say, the 26-yard line or the 31. I can't tell.
I think the 26.
That's going to bring up 4th and 6 for the Edwardsville Tigers. It's got to be 4-down territory down here.
No question. They're going to be going for it here on 4th and 6. You know, if these Blue Devils decide that the Tigers are going to throw when it's 3rd and 15, they better get used to that run, and they'll see Beavis on some of those plays too.
4th and 6, the crowd's up for it, and now we have a whistle and a stoppage in play.
False start on the Tigers, I believe.
There's some of those nerves kicking in, and you know what? This is a good football team. We had some success moving the ball early in this drive, but I tell you, folks, these aren't patsies out there.
No, I mean, those running plays that Evans broke through, I think he would have been gone against some of the teams we played against this year.
Oh, definitely. Now it's going to bring up 4th and 11 for the Tigers from the Warren 31-yard line. There are 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first quarter of this opening round of the playoffs, no score.
And this is a message from Coach Doherty to his team, that he believes in his offense and has confidence in his defense in the event that they don't convert.
Now we have a slot wide. We have a single back in the backfield. Beavis, 3-step drop area. Throwing for the corner. His favorite target is Blake Westra with the catch inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, my.
You knew it was coming.
Oh, you knew it. You knew it was that little dump off the Westra. Is there anybody better in this area here in the Metro East at adjusting to the football? He had Dante Daniels in coverage, could have made a play on the football. Westra shielded him away, made the play.
The big play sets it up for the Tigers, 1st and goal from the 4.
And I'll tell you what, that's a big league throw by Matt Ilaria.
Yes, it was.
Convert.
He threw it away from the defender, and Wester with a nice catch. 1st and goal from the 4 for the Tigers. Ilaria the snap, the give to Evans, hit almost immediately. We'll call that no gain, bringing up 2nd and goal from the 4.
Gurnee Warren in a 6'5" goal line defense in the gaps and able to create penetration on that first down play.
Biggest player on their team, Joe Pantoja, 6 foot, 240-pounder, number 71, made the play.
This is an area where leverage is everything. You got to try to get underneath the guy lined up in front of you, and that time Gurnee Warren did a nice job of submarining, getting down low, stopping Evans.
That's
2nd
right.
and goal from the 3, a gain of 1, we're going to call that. 2nd and goal from the 3. I formation, power I, the give to Evans. It's a touchdown Tigers. Travis Evans, 3-yard run, 7:14 in the first quarter.
You talked about it, JC, all season long about the leg movement of Travis Evans. Always continues to churn. That's what allowed the touchdown.
And if you're a young player watching out there, copy that. When you're a running back, just keep running and running. Good things will happen. And of course, that was that power I formation, so some nice blocking in there too by the Tigers. J.R. Ziegler in. Now the Tigers will try the extra point. Snaps back, kicks up, and it is good. And the Edwardsville Tigers jump out in front, 7-0. I thought that was a key tonight, that we get on the board first.
Oh, I think so too. We talked about that in the pregame. That's really why I wanted to see our offense out there, to see if we could move the football against this very quick, strong defensive team. And we did. We marched it down the field. Didn't take too long, about 60 yards on the first drive, and it took about 5 minutes to do so.
Now we'll see what kind of offense Gurnee Warren has. We haven't seen them yet. We do know, though, that they have some possible explosiveness in that backfield with Dante Daniels, state 200 meters champion. And Gurnee Warren's has some success in athletics here recently. They finished 2nd in the Class AA basketball tournament last year.
They were a really athletic team, and they played Westchester St. Joe, the eventual champion, almost to a standstill in 4 quarters, and that was an athletic St. Joe team that they played up against. So they have athletes up in this area, in the Chicago area in Gurnee.
And my compliments to Tim Doherty and his staff on that first drive. You know, it's so important to get your playmakers in the game early and to establish that run, and you couldn't have asked for more in a first drive of the game.
Coach Doherty he spoke at the Edwardsville Rotary Club this week on Thursday, and I asked him, I said, are they big? And he just grinned and said they're very athletic. That's coach talk, I think.
Well, we see number 3, Josh Gray, a wide receiver at that vaunted kickoff return spot against the Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like they've scouted that pretty well. High kick, end over end. And indeed, it is Gray who takes it. He gets past one, gets past another, and stops at the 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gurnee Blue Devils. Todd, set their backfield up for us, will you?
Well, we'll see exactly what they end up coming up with. This is what we have. Matt Vandelay, the quarterback, a 175-pounder. Tom DiPietro, number 35, the fullback, and Dante Daniels at 175 pounds is the tailback. And actually, it looks like DiPietro who is out there as the tailback, along with C.J. Cusker.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils out of the eye. The gives to DiPietro. He's stopped. Joe Beavis in on the play, also number 58 for the Tigers, and that is Nathan Hawk. But a gain of 5 on the play brings up 2nd and 5 for the Blue Devils.
And so important for the Tiger defense now to answer the call and squeeze this drive off.
Daniels has checked into the game now for Gurnee Warren. He'll be playing tailback, and it looks like he's going to be the only back in the backfield. They go with a twin set right and a wing back right, who comes in motion now across the field. Toss sweep to Daniels. Hit and stuffed. Demarius Coates finishing him off. Beavis got in there first and slowed him down.
I like that. Darrell Lusser was a player that made sure he wasn't going to get out of his lane assignment. And Demarius Coates, a strong tackle, one of the most physical tackles I've seen from him all year.
Somebody was telling me this guy's a sprint champion. I said, well, I don't see any starting blocks or starters pistols out there. Well, we'll see.
He's not going to sprint far into the boundary with Joe Beavis at his throat.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 5, no gain on that play, and Daniels goes back to the bench. They go with that offset eye. Twin set right, play action. Vandelay rolling, looking downfield. Has a man open, and he overthrows him.
Josh Gray that was down there, and he had Blake Wester beat a safety position for the Tigers. A strong arm was shown off there from Matt Vandelay, but it's 4th down.
Well-conceived play, really, because he was very open in the backfield there. Tigers catch a break, and that brings up 4th down, as Todd says. And that's what we wanted to see, 3 and out from this Tiger defense.
You know, it's interesting, even early on in the game, Warren Township substituting players, not keeping their big playmaker, Dante Daniels, in the game every play.
You know, at least with one carry for him, he got hit hard. And we talked about, was he a player, the sprinter? A lot of those don't like to get hit hard. Well, he did on his first carry.
Blake Wester drops back as the single safety for the Tigers. Have a stoppage in play.
And, of course, that Edwardsville defense flying to the football again. Everyone pursuing and getting around the football.
Now we're ready to roll. Snaps back, the punt is off. It's high and spiraling. Fielded by Wester, fair caught at the 25-yard line. Ask me why I know that's a 25, because Todd put a Tiger paw out there. That's why. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 20. Well, I guess they're going to mark it at the 24.
Makes it easier to see, though, doesn't it?
Sure does. 1st and 10 for Edwardsville. 5:39 left first quarter. Tigers up 7-zip in this 6A opener next week. The Tigers or Blue Devils will play Downers Grove South or Naperville Central.
North.
So they're going to play some team from North.
Central was last year. We don't want them.
No, we don't want
in
them.
The state.
Not right now.
All right, here come the Tigers.
It's the I formation again for Edwardsville. Westra flanks to the left. Have 2 tight ends.
Safeties on the hash marks, cover 2.
Alaria gives to Beavis. He tries to go around the block, but had no luck. Nathan Becker trying to open the hole for him. Short gain on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Their defensive line has done a really nice job of penetrating the Tigers' offensive line.
Yes, and it looks like their game play is to get into an 8-man front on 1st down, anticipating the Tigers running the football. Keep your eyes open for a 1st down throw sometime soon.
2nd and 8 for Edwardsville from their own 26-yard line. I formation, Wester left, Coates right. Long snap. Alaria gives to Joe Beavis. He's rumbling through the defense, carrying guys with him. Oh, now that was a vintage Joe Beavis run right there, folks.
Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you what. This is a tough, hard-nosed kid. And you better bring him down because he's not going down alone.
He was rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
That was just a great run. I thought it was seized up the hole. I didn't think he was going to be able to make it through, and all of a sudden, big 33 made it through.
Well, number 1 grabbed on him, piggyback, and rode him for about 4 yards. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 40. Alaria gives to Evans, who's tripped up. That was a nice play by number 36 of the Blue Devils. He got in there and tripped Evans up before the play could get developed.
C.J. Cusker, who was not listed on our defensive players, is a fullback position, but he's in there right now. 2nd
and 9 now for the Tigers from their own 41 as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Edwardsville been on the offense most of the first quarter. 2nd and 9. I formation, wideouts on either side, Sones and Westra. Option right, Alaria keeps. Not much there. Short gain on the play, maybe 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
You know, when they put that play in, it really this year is the first time. Early success for the Tigers on the little quarterback keeper. And recently, the last 4 games, he hasn't gotten much there.
No, the Granite City game was the game he ran wild. And it looks like Gurnee, each team gets 2 game films that they exchange. I don't know which ones they exchanged, but if they would have exchanged that Granite City game film, they would be ready for Matt Alaria to run.
And I know at least from the Tigers, they got 3 games this year.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I always had heard, too, that it was 2.
Here's a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 7 for Edwardsville. Alaria gives to Evans. He's got a seam. Evans breaks it outside. Wrapped up, he's going to be short of the 1st down. I think if he had continued to run straight, he probably would have had the 1st down. He tried to break it outside, and Daniels, using that speed, closed on him and drug him sideways.
Yeah, I wish he would have just decided on Daniels. Let's just try to run him over. I think with my leg strength, maybe they can certainly beat number 1.
That's a collision of a couple of athletes there. Dante Daniels and Evans, 2 very fine athletes.
Now the Tigers have to punt it away for the first time tonight. 7-0, Edwardsville leads. Gurnee Warren, 2:31 left first quarter. Snap is back. The punt's off. It's a line drive. Fielded. Coverage by the Tigers is good. And a nice tackle down there in the open field.
That was John Sones right at the 20-yard line, and it was just mano on mano, and number 2 for the Tigers got it done.
That line drive kick is a very difficult kick for the coverage team because the ball gets there in a hurry. There's not a lot of time to get in those lanes. And we have the first flag of the night way back here at midfield.
Makes me think it was on Gurnee Warren because they're talking to Joe Beavis.
Could be a holding penalty against them.
That's right.
Be a nice situation. Maybe the Tigers would get the ball, but nobody's moving that direction as of yet.
Here's the call from the referee. These crews are assigned by the IHSA. They are not hired by the local school in the playoffs. Now the ball is going to come back. And the Tigers may be getting a 1st down out of this.
Tiger offense coming back out onto the field, I believe.
It's going to be against Gurnee, and it's going to cost them. It's going to be a 1st down for Edwardsville. Has the official made a call? It is a holding penalty.
It's going to be a big one, too.
Okay.
A 10-yard penalty gives the Tigers a 1st down in Blue Devil territory. 1st and 10 for Edwardsville from the 41-yard line of the Blue Devils.
I like to see this. 2 4th down conversions, one on a big-time pass and the other on a penalty.
Take them any way you can get them.
Very opportunistic Edwardsville Tiger team, and Gurnee Warren making a critical mistake there.
Here come the Tigers. I formation. 2 tight ends. Westra flanked right that gives to Evans. He jumps over 1 tackler and then is met by the 2nd wave. But a gain on the play of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 from the Blue Devil 38-yard line. We're winding down on this first quarter now. 1:45 left in the first quarter. Edwardsville leads 7-0, and Edwardsville's had the ball the whole first quarter.
I like to see that, you know, with good quality offenses like this Blue Devil team is somewhat shown here, and at least throughout the season has. You want to keep them off the field, and the Tigers' offensive line could wear them down.
Well, we knew that it would be a kind of a mirror image, that both offenses were very similar, and indeed they've both grounded the football and kept the clock ticking.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Oh, we have movement all over. Or 2nd and 7, pardon me, and a penalty flag flies. That could go against Edwardsville on a false start. False start against the Tigers. That'll cost them 5. Isn't that their 2nd penalty tonight?
2nd penalty, yep.
2 penalties against Edwardsville, 1 against Gurnee Warren.
I think they've both come on 2nd down, too.
Yeah, both of them have been false starts.
And the Edwardsville offensive line is going to have to be disciplined, because this Gurnee Warren defensive front is shifting during the cadence.
And that's the first time all year that we've seen a team really do that against this Tiger squad.
2nd and 12 for the Tigers. Wester comes in motion. The give is to, no, it's a pass to Beavis. He's got it, he's still going. Just short of the first down.
Well, it was interesting to see the Blue Devils sideline erupted there once Beavis got hit in the backfield. A strong hit on the upper part of his leg, and he just ran through.
And that was a good ball fake by Matt Alaria. I thought he gave it off.
And Alaria showing his toughness as he took quite a hit after delivering the football.
3rd and 2 for the Tigers now. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter. Edwardsville dominating offensively thus far. The snap, the give to Evans. Evans up the middle has the first down, and that first down will end the first quarter. We have played 1 quarter in this opening playoff game in Class 6A, and the Edwardsville Tigers lead the Gurnee Warren Blue Devils 7-0. We'll take a break. Todd will have the second quarter play-by-play. This is Tiger Playoff Football on ECTV Channel 6, Edwardsville, Illinois. You got to believe. We'll be right back. We're back at the complex. Tigers lead 7-0. Edwardsville defense dominating. Our offense really dominating. Gurnee Warren, 3 plays, 5 yards in the first quarter.
I think that's a coach's dream. Certainly only 1 possession, and your offense has kept it just for 2. And right now we have a 4th and 1 starting to march, and this is certainly 4-down territory the Tigers will be going for.
Well, Coach Doherty and his staff certainly must be pleased with the Tigers' performance in the first quarter.
They couldn't have started any better, really. Tigers have 2 penalties. Gurnee Warren has 1. Although their penalty was very costly, it ended up giving Edwardsville first down.
This could be certainly 0-0. Tigers converted that big pass play that set them up inside the 5-yard line. They later scored, and then the penalty for the first down.
Tim Doherty's not taking anything for granted. A lot of football to be played, and here with the second quarter play-by-play is Todd Zutti.
Well, the Tigers 62 yards on the ground, 27 through the air. They're certainly, the offense is looking good in this one through quarter number 1. 4th and 1 at the Gurnee 32-yard line.
That was a big league throw and catch too, wasn't it?
Certainly was. That's going to be a quarterback sneak. They're trying the right side. The Blue Devils stacked him up. Be interesting to see where the officials spot the football.
I think his forward progress will move the sticks.
It looks close to the 30-yard line, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty rough going in there. I'll tell you what, though, Alaria kept those legs moving, just kind of laid on the back of the center and the guard and tried to just follow them through.
That's the favorite part of the Tiger offensive line is Tarpoff in gray along with Skizik, and I don't know if he got the first down because they did not give him a very good spot.
He could be short.
That's not a favorable spot, and you know that quarterback sneak, not the easiest play in the world to execute.
No. That's about a half an inch.
They stopped him. Big 4th down. Here's some momentum, and here come the Blue Devils, their second possession in this one.
That certainly has got their juices going now. They're excited. I think they were starting to get a little shell-shocked out there. They needed something good to happen for them.
Well, football always a game of emotion, and when the defense can rise up and stop a team on 4th down, it's going to create some additional adrenaline and some additional emotion.
So they're going to have 2 wide receivers split to the far side with Cusker and DiPietro in the backfield. Out of the eye.
Unbalanced line.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Give it to the fullback. It's number 36, Cusker, and it was Nathan Becker on the stop for the Tigers after about a 1-yard gain.
But I'll tell you what made that play. That lead blocker ran into J.R. Ziegler, and he just pushed him back. Littlest guy out there took on that big guard, wasn't afraid of him at all, and that's gummed things up.
You know, 5'3 and a half, I had a chance to see him before practice yesterday. He's a lot bigger than maybe what 170 pounds is, too. He's a solid kid for that size. They picked up 3, actually, on first down, 2nd and 7. Vandelay options, gives it again to the fullback, and the Tiger defense right there. Nick Tarpoff along with Joe Beavis on the stop for the Tigers.
Tigers seem to be wanting to go with that 40 front tonight, JC.
Yes, and Gurnee Warren moving the tight end over to the wide side of the field to create an unbalanced line, trying to get a mismatch to the wide side of the field, but the Tigers are in the forefront, and they're penetrating and taking away the running game.
5 plays, 4 yards.
Good situation. Again, 3rd and long, 3rd and 6 to be exact. We'll see if the Tigers do a better job here on pass defense. Wide receiver split to each side, I formation. Vandelay is going to throw it. Tarpoff trying to give pressure. Good coverage. The Tigers going to sack him. Richard Sanders there along with Tarpoff. The Tigers, a great zone defense.
They played that 3 deep back there, JC. They had those guys back. They had him covered. And Richard Sanders, all year long, that kid has been tremendous getting upfield, putting pressure on the quarterback.
Fantastic coverage. Just nowhere to go with the football. So the Gurnee Warren quarterback takes the sack.
That was a coverage sack.
That's what it was.
Yes, we talked about his up-the-field pressure during our preview show to this one, and he got it done there. Punt, a short one. Westra at about the 45-yard line. Now he's going to go backwards, and he's going to be stopped for a loss on the carry of about 3 yards. The Tigers have it at about their 38.
Well, that Tiger defense has really got Gurnee Warren's offense tied up in knots. They just have no idea. We haven't seen much of Mr. Daniels. I don't know what the deal is with that.
You know, and with a team with a lot of speed, they've not shown that much, I haven't thought.
No, both teams coming into the game fully intending to establish the run. And to date, only one team has done so.
For 62 yards, and that's the Tigers.
Yeah, and Daniels does play on the defensive side. He's their cover guy.
Tigers have it here on 1st and 10. It's the fake option to the near side. Alaria with some room. Alaria outside. Alaria for over 5. He's to the 45-yard line. Called about 7 on first down.
Nick Tarpoff did a really nice job on that play. Pulled from the left side, sealed off the pursuit, and that gave Alaria the seam to get to where he was going. I've been hanging around JC so much I'm starting to talk like a coach.
Well, again, the strong safety was up on the wide side of the field, creating that 8-man front, and the Tigers running the option away from it.
It's nice to see some wisdom up here in the booth for a change.
Some wisdom, that's right.
Wide receivers to each side out of the eye. Here on 2nd and 4 at the 45. Give it to Joe Beavis. Beavis has the first down across the 50. He's still churning close to the 46-yard line. Joe Beavis has been a main force that these Blue Devils are still trying to stop.
Nick Tarpoff is so quick laterally. He moves from that left guard position, and he comes down the line of scrimmage in a parallel. He doesn't belly out. He comes straight down, and then he has that block in the hole. Tarpoff does that, and Beavis goes off the trap, reads the block, goes the other way. It's a really nice play for the Tigers.
Tigers here with 8:55 left in the first half, leading 7-0. They have the ball in Warren Township territory here.
The overset to the wide side of the field.
This time it's Evans. Evans through the middle. Evans beat the first tackle. He's across the 45 to about the 44.
One thing that's in the Tigers' advantage right now, guys, is that we're a ball control offense. Time keeps ticking away. We're down to 8:15 left here in the first half, and Gurnee Warren's only had the ball for 6 plays.
And the Tigers are certainly in a rhythm here. They're right in front of us here, close to the 50-yard line, and you can see that offensive line coming off the football.
Every yard, though, certainly a battle.
Oh, yeah. It's no picnic out there.
You expect that playing a Chicago suburb on 2nd and 7 at the 44. Tigers, same formation. Alaria, the option. He gets through. Alaria has the first down and more. Alaria got drugged down from behind at the 25 thanks to a tackle from number 32 in the lineup. That is Brandon Christensen on the tackle. Otherwise, Alaria may have had 6.
You know, Matt Alaria doesn't have the great foot speed. He's not a track guy, but he's got good football speed. and he saw that opening, and man, did he accelerate.
He's got great presence out there on the field, and I wish I had my clicker and could run that one back. I've got to believe that inside linebacker got blocked effectively to create that running lane.
Call it 19 yards there on Alaria's carry. It's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, out of the eye. Alaria, this time to Evans. Evans through the hole. He's still churning his way through. He has about 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, naturally, the Tigers have more success when they run to their right. That time they mixed it up, go to the left. But even then, Travis Evans got off of that first tackler and made them work to bring him down. Now we have an injury on the field.
It's one of the few times we've seen this Tiger team run to that left side. As John mentioned, they have Gray Tarpoff along with the tight end, usually Aaron Skizik on that right side of the Tiger line.
I'm really surprised, though, at Gurnee Warren offensively. I would have expected a little bit more out of them. I know there's a lot of football to play, but they really haven't shown anything on offense.
No, absolutely not. We've played 17 minutes, and they ran 6 plays.
And, you know, I think that from what I could tell talking to people before the game, evidently that offensive unit suffered some injuries this year, and that may be part of their problem.
6 plays, 3 yards.
And the rest of their problem is the Edwardsville Tiger defense.
Well, that certainly is true. But I understood that Daniels evidently was injured.
He was injured. He's just played the last 2 games. He's had over 100 yards in each of the last 2 games, but it's not been much so far.
I think we better take a break here while they tend to this injured player for the Blue Devils. This is Tiger Football on ECTV Channel 6.
Back here at the Edwardsville Sports Complex, 7:23 left here in the first half. Tigers up 7-0 and knocking on the door. It's 2nd and 9 at the 24.
Knocking the operative word there. They're really knocking them around off that line of scrimmage.
John, Todd, that offensive line of the Edwardsville Tigers looks more imposing, bigger and stronger every week.
It's very interesting to see how big these Tigers are. I thought this Blue Devil team looked huge out there when they were by themselves, but really the Tigers do have more size. 2nd and 9. It's Travis Evans again. Evans fighting his way through the first search. He's close to the 1st down on the run by the Tigers senior.
Well, when your safety is making most of your tackles, you got a problem. The other thing about this Tiger offensive line, it was a big question mark coming into this season. You only have one guy coming back, Tarpoff, who really played. Becker played some last year, but other than that, it's a new unit out there. Stan Wojcik's done an excellent job with that offensive line.
Oh, he does all the time. Offensive and defensive line. What a great coach Stan Wojcik is here for the Edwardsville Tigers. 1st and 10 at the 15. It's Beavis on the carry. He may have got a 1 or 2, but a good strong line search from the Blue Devils.
The Tigers came back and grasped the momentum right out of their hands. Gurnee stopped Edwardsville on that short 4th and 1, and looked like they were going to get a little bit going, but boy, the Tigers came right back and got it back. 2nd and 9 once again. I just broke my glasses here.
Clock continues to move.
So excited.
6:20 left here in the first half.
We're in the slot I to the wide side of the field.
That means we might come this way, short side.
And that's the direction on the right side. The Tigers ran the same play to this side that they did on the last 2nd and 9, not to the same success. But Evans did pick up positive yardage.
Ryan Walsh exchanging some pleasantries with one of the Blue Devils over there.
Boy, he's a scrappy sophomore, isn't he, at about 240 pounds?
I know. You talk about somebody to build around on that offensive line.
And as a center.
A center.
And these offensive linemen are technicians. They're mechanics. They don't simply just come off the football and drive block, although they do that well. But they fold block, trap block, pull.
2 downs for 5 yards here on 3rd and 5. It's Travis Evans. Evans got a gap. Evans fighting his way forward. He's going to be shy of the 1st down, but it's going to be 4th and short.
Evans does such a good job of feeling his way along the line of scrimmage, looking for the crease, and then when he finds it, he starts to go through it. He did it that time. He kind of puts that hand out there and sees what's going on before he makes his move.
Only 2 yards, so it's 4th and 3. Are you guys surprised the Tigers have not run outside very much? Maybe setting it up for the second half?
I don't know. It could be, but they've had such success between the tackles. They're just pounding them on the offensive line.
Well, you know, and these offensive plays work in series where you're setting up one by running the other. You're running the fullback up inside, and then you pull out of the fullback's belly and take it out and put it on the perimeter and run the option. And of course, I'm sure in their arsenal of plays, they also have an option step back and throw the football.
But you know, I have noticed when we have tried to step to the outside with it, Todd, it seems to me Gurnee Warren's done a good job of stringing it out there and shutting anything down that's going that way.
They really have.
It was only Alaria's run, the 19-yarder really from the outside, that has got much. Travis Evans so far, 16 carries, 64 yards.
That's amazing in a playoff game against a team from a conference like this who's played a salty schedule. I mean, they played 5 playoff teams this year. They sure don't. They don't look any better than any team from the Southwestern Conference that I've seen.
No, and I believe one of their losses was outside the conference too. So 5 teams in it, and you beat 3 of them. It's impressive.
Different story. Last year we played a 6-3 team, but that was no 6-3 team that we played last year.
No, and you know, and thinking back to that, when the Tigers got off to such a bad start, got down 14-0 before they really got into it. If it wasn't for the bad start, that game would have been much closer than 21 points.
I think that's something they talked about all week, Todd, is I think Tim Doherty really stressed to them that they have to get off to a good start tonight in order to be successful in this football game.
And they haven't in the last 2 regular season games. They've got off to bad starts, but here tonight they've looked impressive. 5 minutes left. It's 4th and 3 at the 8-yard line. 5 receivers to the far side. Alaria, a long snap count. It's to Travis Evans. Evans close to the goal line. He has the first down. He has the touchdown from 8 yards out. Travis Evans, as the Tigers in 3 series has converted 3 fourth downs, and they've scored on 2 of the series. They lead it 13-0.
All I can say is great backs are like bloodhounds when they're down close to that goal line. They can smell it. Travis Evans smelled it that time. Nobody could tackle him.
You know, and something interesting there, what a great play-action fake there from Matt Alaria, because he had 2 or 3 Blue Devils looking at him thinking he had the football. The kick is up, it's long enough, and it is good. Tigers up by 2 scores here with 4:59 left here in the first half.
I know it's early. Gurnee Warren's in trouble.
Oh, they are. I mean, they're 3 yards on 6 times touching the football. 6 plays, rather. That's unbelievable.
It's been such a joy, though, watching Travis Evans mature as a football player. He wouldn't have made that run 2 years ago. He might not have made it last year, but this year he's a senior. He's competent. He's got strong upper body, strong legs, and he just says, come on, boys, let's play some football, see who wants it.
John, Todd, there have been no mirrors. There have been no bells and whistles. It's just been hard-nosed Tiger football.
Oh, this is just basic football right now.
And this is going to be huge 5 minutes at the end of this first half for this Blue Devil team.
And I tell you what, you know, Coach Doherty downplayed it. The Edwardsville Tigers are making a statement about downstate football right now.
And this maybe not so much as a potential game next week, probably against Naperville North. All the Chicago papers have said Naperville North will be in the Final Four. Well, we could get them next week. That would be the big-time statement game. This is a good one. Next week's would be the big one.
That's why we play these playoff games.
It's kicked to the far side. It's fielded at about the 20. It's Gray. Gray going to go down after about a 10-yard gain on the carry, but once again, get about 70 yards to go for pay dirt.
Special teams, big factor tonight, and especially when you run that kickoff strategy, JC, you're kicking to one side. These guys on the far side have to stay in their lanes, because if a guy busts out and everybody over pursues,
I'm still waiting for this speed from this team.
Me too.
Yeah, I think in the kicking game, the Tigers are so confident in their defense that they're saying, hey, if you can drive the ball 65 yards on us, give it a try.
Well, Daniels is in the game now. He's a tailback.
He's awaiting his second carry of the ball game, option to the near side. Vandelay now going backwards. Indecisive, and he's going to be brought down maybe for a loss. Joe Beavis there along with Karpoff and Blake Westra.
Well, I tell you what, that was great pursuit by the Tigers. Everybody stayed home, stayed in their position, and that poor quarterback had nowhere to go.
Well, they don't put goalposts on the sidelines, and that quarterback got strung out horizontally. And a great feather technique by the defensive end, stringing that play out.
I'm going to start writing all these down.
For a player that has rushed for 16 scores, 1,152 yards, indecisive, or running play there on his first carry.
Certainly was.
So it's 2nd and 9 at the 28. Now it's option to this side, trying to use the speed. DiPietro on the carry, getting absolutely nothing. John Soanes from the safety position is hitting as the season progresses.
Soanes did a really nice job of getting up there and making that tackle. Travis Evans. Tigers have got some speed on that defensive perimeter. Makes it hard to run the option against them.
They fill the lanes very well. They run to the football well also.
Well, they've tried now on about 8 plays to run it up the middle. The last 2 they've tried outside. Where do you go next?
Well, it looks like a passing formation now.
One-on-one to the near side. Vandelay, not much pressure. Will they throw it? They will, and it's overthrown again, and Travis Evans made a nice hit on the play, and it's 4th and 7 here with 3:32 left, and some time again for the Tigers to score before the half.
They had to roll the quarterback out because if he drops back, he's going to get too much pressure, so they bring him out here to the far side of the field. He's throwing on the run. He's running to his left and throwing to his left, but Travis Evans was all over the receiver.
You know, one of the questions that Tim Doherty had and one of the worries coming in was Vandelay's ability at the quarterback position, drop back and then run. He hasn't even shown like he's wanted to do that.
Well, that was a bad snap. They got the kickoff, though.
Travis Evans has it about the 35. He fumbles it, does a smart thing, and falls on it at about the 36-yard line.
I am, to just go back to something you said earlier, Todd, I'm shocked. I thought this team was supposed to have some speed.
Yeah, they don't appear to have, sorry to interrupt, but they don't appear to have great team speed, and really their passing game is very unsophisticated.
Well, they just don't have a very good concept offensively. They haven't been able to do anything.
And they're playing a running back at the quarterback position, it appears, because the way he throws the ball, everything's high. He's got an odd motion, too, and their scheme isn't very good. Now 9 plays for 6 yards.
Well, the
That's
big
it.
question is, Todd, John, can the Tigers take it the length of the field in 3 minutes and 24 seconds?
Well, I think so.
Oh, no question. Travis Evans, good run there on first down for about 2 or 3 as he crosses the 40-yard line. Well, in about 33 seconds last week at this time, they what did it take? 23 seconds for about 80 yards?
Yes.
This is a quick strike offense. They can score from any place on the field at any time in the game.
They actually picked up 5 yards at the 42-yard line of the Tigers, 2nd and 5, and don't forget about number 5 out there, Blake Wester, already maybe the biggest play to gain momentum in this one to allow the first score as whistles down on the field.
I would think that the Tigers have to be just elated with the play of the offensive line tonight. They have really done an excellent job of getting their blocks on not only on the straight-ahead drives, but on their traps and on full blocks and seals. They've done a really good job of, they've just gotten in the way of Gurnee Warren.
Little equipment problem there on one of the linebackers, Matt Hadsell, one of their best players, one of the captains on the team at 5'11", 205 pounds, just a junior.
I thought I read in the paper this week or heard somewhere Tim said that he didn't think we were really ready to play in the playoffs last year.
And I wonder the reason for that. I'm sure he probably sensed something with his ball club, and they came out and weren't ready to play.
This year is a different story.
Alaria to the far side. Alaria got through the seam, and it's going to be 3rd and short as he crossed the 45 to about the 46.
Well, and two, you know, that was a young team last year. You're talking about juniors in the backfield, and it makes a difference when they go from that junior year to that senior year.
This is a veteran team, a group of basically seniors, and they know that this is their one great shining moment here in the playoffs.
Well, that is what Tim said. He said it was basically a junior team last year, and they maybe had to take their lumps a little bit before they were ready to make the next step.
So it's 3rd and 1 at the 46-yard line. Tigers 2 tight end set. Long snap count from Matt Alaria. It's to Travis Evans. Evans has the first down across the 50, still on his feet. May have got to the 49 before he's brought down by Hadsell.
Part of the thing, I think, for successful line play is quickness. And, you know, I mean, it helps to be with the bulk and the push, but you have to be quick. You have to be the first guy to get the contact, and the Edwardsville Tigers are definitely out-quicking the Blue Devils tonight on the line.
I think Matt is using a very deliberate cadence and allowing that offensive line to really tee off and come off the football.
He's gotten better as the season has gone on at mixing up his times that he snaps the football, too. Sometimes long, sometimes short.
Boy, that kid's turned into a quarterback.
He really has. If the Tigers take a timeout with 1:34, I think this may be a time that you may see the Tigers throw the football.
Well, they got to lose. I'll tell you what's interesting, too, with this whole team this year, I think there has been such good development in this team. This is a team that's improved as the year's gone on. I think last year that perhaps Edwardsville peaked a little early, around the Belleville East game maybe, game 7 or so, and the intensity didn't carry over into the postseason. This year they know what the stakes are.
And you know, we've all had the perspective of watching the Tigers week in and week out, and this Matt Alaria in his own quiet way has become, as you mentioned, quite a field general.
Well, we say this a lot, and we mean it a lot. Folks, if you see Tim Doherty, Brad Beavis, Stan Wojcik, any of these guys on this staff, you go up and thank them. We have the best coaching staff, maybe in the whole state of Illinois. And I tell you what, these are good guys. They really work with these kids. They care a lot about them, and that makes a big difference. But my goodness, we have such great coaches.
And no question.
Every player on the team is a winner, because years from now, there'll be lessons learned on the gridiron that will stay with them in other aspects of their lives.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 49-yard line. They give it this time to Beavis. Beavis met the middle linebacker rather, and across the 45, and a good strong run there for about 5 yards.
And the Tigers are mixing it up formation-wise this week. We're seeing a few sets that we haven't seen much during the regular season, with the twins to the right, twins left, slot receiver. That gives a different look to that defense.
So what they talked about, some different line schemes they'd use for this one, and some different offensive sets too. They have 3 wide receivers for the first time with Beavis in the backfield with about a minute left here in the first half. Tigers are going to throw. They're going to see if Westra can beat the receiver. He's out there. Westra couldn't catch it at about the 16-yard line. Tigers again got what they wanted. And Blake Westra is so good at adjusting to the football, and Wade Bundy did not do so. There for Gurnee Warren.
Our statistician, Craig Zutti, saw it coming. He kept saying, there it is, there it is. He saw Westra out there to that side. You know, and in that ace backfield, there's so many things you can do, especially when you have Beavis back there. They can't take the run for granted.
Oh, no. And a lot of times you'll end up in man coverage with 4 across as they had aligned. And a pretty good football throw. The ball was out there, and Westra made the attempt, but the catch didn't come.
3rd and 6 now at the 45. This time, delay handoff to Evans. Evans not going to get the first down, kind of ran that one gingerly, and he's going to be dropped. May have gone back to the line of scrimmage.
I think we'll see Westra again on that pass play, but I'll tell you a guy who I'd keep an eye on too. Tigers haven't thrown to him much this year, but I think Demarius Coates could find a place to get open back there too.
They used him through the seam against Belleville East for a score in that one, and they used him and Westra on the same side. I guess the Tigers are going to punt here with 25 seconds left in the first half, leading by 14.
I think they have to be careful on this punt. Daniel's going back to receive. You know, evidently he's supposed to have some speed and some breakaway ability, so we don't want to give him a chance to get them on the board.
Good kick. Daniels fields it at about the 10. The Tigers are there, not going anywhere. J.R. Ziegler there along with Westra. And a great special teams coverage by these Tigers.
I think Daniels heard footsteps because he bobbled the ball a few times. I think he was looking at what was coming as well as trying to catch the football. He has not really impressed me very much as a football player.
No, and that's exactly. Both you guys were talking about sometimes speedy players. Maybe they're not football players, and he's one so far. He's a speedy player, but he doesn't like to get hit. No question about that.
Basically, football is 2 things. You deliver a blow and you take a blow, and if you don't like to do either of those, you're playing the wrong sport.
It's 4.7 seconds left here in the first half, and they're just going to give it to DiPietro. And he's not going to get much, and that's going to do it for the end of the first half. And what a great start to this one. Through 24 minutes, the Tigers have not allowed any points to a team that's scoring just under 30 per game. And it's 14-0 here at halftime. We'll be back in just a minute to wrap this first half up. Talk about what happened here in the half. Run through some stats. You're watching it right here on the Tiger Network on ECTV, Channel 6.
Stephanie Green is the band ready to take the field.
We're back here at halftime. The Tigers in command here, 14-0 over the Gurnee Warren Blue Devils, visiting us from Warren Township. And you know what, guys? Edwardsville set the tone early in this game. Really, Todd was just saying just off the air before we came on, the very first time we touched the ball, Joe Beavis found a little seam on that kickoff return. He didn't take it back all the way. He didn't need to. The Tigers established an attitude right there, and it's been just go, go, go from there.
I thought they'd come up with some big special teams play, and they've not been able to do so. In fact, the Tigers have owned that phase of this game like they have every other. When you're out yardage-wise, outdistancing themselves 183 to 11. No
but
question.
They got 11 yards, JC. What can their coach possibly say to them at halftime? What kind of things can we look for in the second half from a team that hasn't been able to move the ball?
Well, I'm sure it's been a very difficult halftime for Coach Moab, but he's going to have to refocus his players on doing the things that they do best. I think you'll see a lot of option football. They don't seem to show the ability to throw the football real well, and of course, a team that puts all their eggs in one basket, that being the run, has a very difficult time coming back from behind. That's the big knock on the the wishbone attack and that kind of thing, that you can't throw the football up the field and get back in a game.
The Tigers will get the ball too to start the no, Gurnee will. They deferred at the coin toss, but I think it's really the coin toss. I said it right. Always get those words mixed up. I think it's really interesting though that the Tigers have been able to run the football as successfully as they have against a very tough front seven. And Travis Evans and Joe Beavis just keep clicking.
No question about that. 146 yards on the ground, 20 carries, 83 already for Travis Evans. Beavis on 6 carries has 31. Alaria on 5 carries has 32. Those three are the main force and the only ones on the ground that have touched the football. And it's going to be interesting. You were just talking a moment ago about what they can do to get back. Well, they're playing their second quarterback. Their first one is Nathan Brill, and he's hurt. He had an arm injury. His throwing arm, I see, is in a cast. So very interesting. The running back that's playing quarterback has been tentative.
And the Tigers have had Blake Wester wide open twice. When they get him in that single coverage, he's owned the cornerback. First ball he caught was a 27-yard gain. Second one down on this side, he just missed. Really was a ball he could have caught. And so I think that we're going to see that play again tonight.
And they haven't shown they can defend it, have they, JC?
No, and Wester has such a great ability to adjust to the football, and he does an extraordinary job of giving himself a cushion on the sideline to be able to adjust to the ball before going out of bounds.
It really is like night and day watching the playoffs this year. Last year, we were the team that looked like we were staring into headlights. And this year, I think Gurnee Warren is really rattled. And I think it started with that kickoff return that got the game going, and then the first possession right down the field. They had a couple of big breaks. They didn't capitalize. They had that penalty on the punt that gave the Tigers a first down, and then they stopped us 4th and 1, but then they went 3 and out.
And they're going to have to get it going just like the Tigers did in the first half. If they get the ball in the second half, they better get a sustained drive on their first possession.
I'm sorry.
If you fellas were Coach Doherty in the halftime locker room, what would you be telling the Tigers right
now? It ain't over yet. That's exactly what I'd be telling them.
2 more quarters to go, 24 minutes. Keep it the way it is. We'll be playing next week. That's all it boils down to.
Just play Tiger football. Or as Al Davis used to say, just win. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with the second half kickoff. This is Tiger Football on ECTV Channel 6. Edwardsville, Illinois, you got to believe. We're back. The second half just about ready to get underway. John Vidakovich alongside with Todd Zutti and J.C. Smith, and the Tigers out in front, 14-zip as we start this second half. Coach Doherty gathering the team around him for a last few words as we go into this second half, and I'm sure what he's saying is, guys, whatever you're doing, just keep doing more of it.
Yeah, it's important that the Tigers don't become complacent, that they continue to play throttle out football this second half, Tiger football, if you will.
And on the other side, I know Dave Mohab's just really hoping somebody's going to make something happen. A big play could really change the momentum of this game. And we know that Dante Daniels has that speed back there. He's capable of the big play. So the Tigers have to just keep at it, and Gurnee Warren has to hope to catch lightning in a bottle.
And that was a major worry of the Tiger head coach Tim Doherty. No big play so far through 24 minutes. They've not given up a big play for 24 more. That has to stay the same.
And so often special teams can provide a big play for one team or the other, so it'll be very important for the Tigers to play good special teams in the second half.
And we're ready. There's the typical Tiger kickoff, short, end over end, fair caught. You hardly ever see a kickoff fair caught.
At Collinsville, Belleville West, a lot of road games this year. Both those teams, that's about all they did, because that's the same spot the Tigers seem to always kick the football.
And it's a short field for the other team. But it doesn't matter what kind of field so far the Blue Devils have had. They just have not been able to get anything going offensively.
9 plays, 11 yards.
Let's see what they can do here. 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Vandelay gives on the delayed handoff. And a fairly nice run on 1st down. That was number 35 for Warren, and that is Tom De Pietro. He picks up 7-9 on the play. 2nd and 1, so a good start for Gurnee.
Tigers really have to get back into the rhythm.
Daniels steps in at the tailback spot now. Vandelay checks the Tiger line. They go unbounced on the right side. He spins and keeps for a 1st down. I think that's their first down of the night.
It is.
Somebody must have put some fire in their belly at halftime, because they've come out and gotten their first down of the evening.
And at least the Tigers only allowed the 1st down by about a yard or so, and that's fine. It's the Tigers keep making them make a lot of different 1st down. It's going to be tougher. The clock's going to roll through, and then the Tiger offense also will be back on the field.
Well, you're absolutely right. You want to give ground grudgingly on defense here and not allow any big plays.
1st and 10 from the 46 of the Blue Devils. Vandelay is optioning. He pitches. Trying to turn the corner was De Pietro, and not much luck there. Gain of 1 on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Nice job there. Darrell Luster took care of the quarterback. You had then Joe Beavis coming in along with Blake Westra. They had the assignment on the tailback.
Luster's a kid that's just improved every week, and that improvement has resulted in more playing time for him.
And he's done a nice job. He's covered people at times when they've played a passing team, and he's tough on the run too.
2nd and 9 for the Blue Devils from their own 47. Vandelay gets the snap. Give. No, he keeps.
It's a bootleg.
And he has a nice gain on the play. He crosses midfield to about the 48-yard line.
Shows you the awareness and the quickness there of Nick Tarpoff, a defensive lineman. He came from behind on the stop against a speedy player.
That brings up 3rd and 4 for the Blue Devils. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Edwardsville leading 14-0.
And the first big play of the 2nd half. 3rd and 4. And the Tigers rise to the occasion.
Vandelay rolling to his left, looking downfield, releases. Picked off, and that is
John Sones, I believe, number 2 for the Tigers.
Sones.
You got basically what Todd said earlier. You got a running back playing quarterback, and this kid has an awkward throwing motion to begin with. They roll him out, and the Tigers just roll towards the coverage. Sones is in perfect position.
You know, one thing that, not to second guess what coaches do, but you've had some success with the 1st down running the football. You have somebody that's a running back playing quarterback. It's just 3rd and 4. Keep running.
I know. I guess they thought they'd catch the Tigers by surprise.
The last time I saw a running back play quarterback effectively was Tom Matty.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 39 as they have their first possession of the 2nd half. Long snap count. Alaria now gives to Beavis on the trap. Straight ahead, Joe Beavis.
Yep. You're going to have to explain, JC, who you're talking about there.
Yeah, Todd's quite a bit younger.
Well, John and I can remember back when the Baltimore Colts had the famous John Unitas at quarterback, the All-Pro and All-World quarterback, and in a playoff game back in the 60s, he was hurt. His backup, Earl Morrill, was hurt. And Tom Matty from Shaw High School in Cleveland, Ohio, stepped in, a running back, They put the wrist strap on him.
Had the plays on his wristband.
And he
beat
won
the
a football
Browns.
game. Beat the Browns, that's right.
I've heard of the first two, not the third.
Okay,
Tom
well,
Matty.
Tom Matty, number 41 in your program.
Number 1 in your heart.
You have to watch that ESPN Classic, Todd. I mean, that's all
I watch it a
watched.
ton. I watch that a ton.
Well, I do too. That's a great network.
Okay, here come the Tigers.
Oh, well, 1st and 17 for Edwardsville from their own 33. They have it.
Single back in the backfield.
Yeah, it's the ace formation, and the give is to that back. Joe Beavis bounces off one, bounces off another. He's rumbling. Look at him go. Joe Beavis takes the defense for a ride.
Picked up about at least 6-7 extra yards there with just guts and determination.
Tackling this kid's like tackling a Mack truck.
That's going about 70 miles an hour. That was a tough run by Joe Beavis, and that puts the Tigers in great position now. 2nd and 5 from their own 44. The clock is running down. We're down to 8.5 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Edwardsville leading the Gurnee Warren Blue Devils 14-0 in this Class 6A opening round playoff game. Tigers go slot left, Wester in the slot. Coates is the wideout. And oh, it's the 2 Evans, and a nice play by Gurnee Warren. That was a nice ball fake to Beavis. That sucked the defense in, but then they recovered sufficiently to stop Evans on a short gain.
One of the few times the Tigers have used the option, and when they have, I think maybe the 2nd or 3rd time, it's not been that effective.
And Matt Vandelay coming up from the free safety position to make the tackle.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for Edwardsville from their own 46. This is a big 3rd down play for the Tigers. I'm sure that Tim Doherty would like them to keep the ball for 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, you know, that first series of the game and the first series of the second half is kind of the signature series, and it is important to convert this 3rd down and develop some continuity here in the offense.
Let's see if those big guys up front can continue to do the job for the Tigers. Play action, rolling, pass complete to Beavis. Beavis has a 1st down and then some. Joe Beavis shows good hands on the play, and Matt Ilaria shows good touch. He didn't overthrow the ball, and that kind of play, the main thing you want to do is get the ball in the receiver's hands, and that's what he did, and Beavis is down over on the far side of the field.
A tremendously athletic maneuver by Beavis. Great balance in being able to move forward and get the 1st down.
One thing we did talk about in the press lounge, by the way, that was a nice pregame meal tonight. We talked about in the press lounge before the game is the depth of this Tiger team. If any of these key skill people get hurt, they won't get hurt so much at the fullback, tailback position, but you got to keep Matt Hilaria healthy, and I would think you'd have to want to keep Blake Westra and those offensive linemen.
And you better keep Joe Beavis healthy, and he looks okay as he's running off, as he gets a great ovation from the Tiger faithful here. That's a player that's a leader on defense. You don't want to see him hurt.
He's
Mighty
an emotional
Joe.
leader.
That's who he
Emotional
is.
leader.
Yes, he is. Be interesting to see where he goes to school next year.
That was a big play, his 2nd catch of the game, and that's one of the new wrinkles they've added. They've thrown the ball to the fullback twice tonight. The 1st time was for 10 yards.
It is 1st and 10 for the Edwardsville Tigers from the 44-yard line of Warren. Daryl Luster in at fullback. Hilaria keeps, Hilaria big gain, and boy, now I'll tell you what, that Luster kid can block.
They're going to fumble. I think it's going to be turnover, and it is.
Oh, no.
I thought Ilaria was down, but that's going to be a big turnover.
And Tim Doherty hopping mad over there, letting the official know about it. First turnover of the game for the Tigers. Gurnee Warren has 1 turnover on the interception.
None of those I'd like to see the replay on.
Yep.
As
A
he
nice
was turning
break of the
around.
action, and he found the running lane up in there.
I see now Jacob Greco into the ballgame for Beavis, the linebacker position.
And unlike the NFL, there will be no further review. It's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from their own 29-yard line. They go with twin receivers to the right. Vandelay had trouble with the snap, now dropping, looking downfield, letting it go. Oh, what a play! An excellent play by Blake Westra.
Unbelievable pass coverage.
Right at the last minute, gets the hand in there. That kid was was open and he was gone for 6.
Folks, that was the same play against Belleville East that Demarius Coates made the pickoff on. Same type coverage. The only difference was that was exactly on the sideline, and he made a leaping, jumping catch. It was underthrown a little bit compared to that one.
Well, you know, in the last couple of minutes, we've seen some athletes making plays. Joe Beavis on the other sideline, and now Blake Wester knocking the ball down.
I like the play call, too.
Great job by Wester. A 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils from their own 29-yard line. Now it looks like they're going to give to Daniels. Daniels has a little room, but I'll tell you what, he's a dancer. He didn't run straight ahead that time, and he gets a short gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down for the Blue Devils. 3rd and about, what, 5? 3rd and 3. Okay, so a gain of 7 brings up 3rd and 3. The Tigers are kind of in a position right now where they can just kind of pin their ears back and come after them.
See Joe Beavis back into the ball game.
3rd and 3 for the Blue Devils. They're trying to get their 2nd first down of the game. Vandelay fakes, now rolls right. Look downfield, throws, incomplete.
Boy, and a big hit again. Travis Evans for the 2nd time drilled the receiver, made them pay, and once again, somebody playing at the quarterback that's a running back and threw the ball too hard.
Well, the Tigers have been equal to the task on pass defense tonight.
Vandelay now 0 for 5 in the ball game.
But I think that we probably won't see as good a play as we saw Blake Wester make on that one.
Oh, that was huge, because if he catches it in stride, it's a new ball game.
The snap's back. Here comes the Tigers. They get the punt off high. Fielded, fair catch called for by Wester, and he catches it at the Edwardsville 44-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
And made a tough play look very easy with about 3 or 4 people all the way around him. One of the toughest fair catches to make he made.
He had a lot of guys. He had a lot of company down there, didn't he?
And when I had the chance to talk to a little bit to Stan Wojcik and Tim Doherty this week, they both said the exact same thing we've said all week. How many yards that kid has saved them this year just on fair catching the football.
Yes. And you know, I'm reluctant to say this in this playoff environment, but the Tigers taking care of business once again, just like they do every week.
1st and 10 for Edwardsville from their own 44. The give is to Evans. Evans, his first carry in the 2nd half. Gain of about 3 on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 7. Edwardsville does not have to be in a hurry.
Can take as much off as the clock as they can every time, and they take a snap.
Yeah, they'll be very deliberate in running their offense. And, you know, once again, I want to compliment the offensive line coach and the offensive linemen for the play this evening. They're folding, trapping, moving around, making some very athletic maneuvers up inside to create those holes.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers. The give is to Evans. He crosses midfield, gets to the 49. Gain of 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for Edwardsville.
You know, and credit this Blue Devils defensive team, too, because to run 9 plays for 11 yards in the first half and only be down 14-0, that's a credit to them as well.
That's a good point, Todd.
And it seems to me just as if the Edwardsville Tigers are a little flat right now. They don't seem to have the same intensity that they had in the first half.
Hey, as we talked about at halftime, whoever scores first here in the 2nd half, it'll make it easier for the Tigers if they go up by 21.
Here we go, 3rd down play for the Tigers. Alaria, play action, sacked. He is sacked. And now the Tigers want a face mask penalty, and rightly so, but they're not going to get it. That brings up 4th down for Edwardsville, and they will punt for what, the 2nd time tonight, I think?
3rd, I believe.
3rd punt of the night. But Manalaria just did not have the time. The play action did not help. The Blue Devils had the ears pinned back and were coming.
And Travis Evans did miss the block, too, as he got the blitz here from the near side. Don't know if he still would have been able to get it off.
And if the Blue Devils want to have a chance at getting back in this game, they're going to have to do so now.
There's another line drive punt that's not going to be touched by the return man.
He was fortunate there because he barely got it over his offensive lineman on the kick.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They'll take over at their own 16 with 4:04 left in the 3rd quarter. Edwardsville leading 14-0. The Blue Devils had little success moving the ball on their first possession, but the Tiger defense stiffened up, forcing the punt, so let's see if they can keep it up.
You expect this in playoff-type games. The atmosphere is huge, and the two defenses have played rather well.
Tiger defense on the field, responding to the imploration of the fans. Look that word up today, guys, imploration. That's your word for the day. Offset eye, Vandelay trying to get his team to do something. They hand off, and hit for a loss is DiPietro.
I believe it was Nick Tarpoff again, number 75 for the Tigers. He was just going one-on-one with an offensive lineman, and he shed the block and made the play.
The old Oklahoma drill.
Yeah, Tarpoff literally drove him into the backfield and made the tackle.
He's made a huge pace tonight, hasn't he? He's played one of his better games that he has in a while. A player that came in with just about 50 tackles on the season has to have had 5 or 6 already.
Well, at the very least, you want to keep the other team from penetrating. The Blue Devils have not had much success with that Tiger defensive line. Second down for the Blue Devils. They run the draw to Daniels. He gets back just past the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils from their own 20-yard line. We're down to 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, and the Tigers leading 14-0. It'd be great to get a shutout win in the first round.
Yes, it would. You know, John, Todd, Dante Daniels never getting on track here this evening. He's been off track all night long.
12 yards, says Craig Zutti for Dante. On how many carries? 3 carries, 12 yards.
Motion to the wide side of the field.
Vandelay rolling. He's in trouble, throws, complete to Daniels. Now he's got some room, he can turn on the Jets. Daniels down that right sideline, it's gonna be tough to catch him.
Oh, and they do!
He's run down by who, Sones?
That was Blake Wester there.
Wester runs him down.
He was one of them. There was another play, I believe it was Demarius Coates that was there too.
That is one strategy we talked about at halftime, is try to get the ball to him out in the open field.
He's their playmaker, and I guess I spoke one play too soon, but the Class AA state champion 200-meter run takes off down the sideline.
And you can see they're a little more excited. They're really running up to the line of scrimmage. They want to get after it.
There's one big play. The Tigers almost got a sack from Luster instead. A big play.
1st and 10 for the Devils. They're in Tiger territory the first time tonight. Running, DiPietro. And a big gain on first down. This Gurnee team's fired up now.
Tiger defense has to come through. The time that the Tigers could have made it 21-0, they coughed it up. A big turnover here. The Tigers could use it.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
In this playoff football environment, let's not assume anything. 14-7 is a football game. Let's keep them off the board.
And it's 14 minutes left to go.
Vandelay checks the Tiger D, sends a man in motion to the left of the formation. Now the give is to Daniels. He tried to accelerate, but he accelerated right into the arms of Richard Sanders for a very short gain on the play. Gain of 1 is going to bring up 3rd and 4 from the 24-yard line.
This is again 4 down territory. It has to be when you're down by 2 scores.
I think the only thing really that they've done successfully offensively is get Daniels out of the backfield to catch a short pass and then see what he can do.
See, he's not on the field now.
Here's a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 3 from the 23. Twin set to the right for Vandelay.
The Tiger fans rising to the occasion here. Bootleg.
Roll right now. Vandelay's going to take off. He's got the first down and then some. Vandelay. A smart decision by the Blue Devil quarterback not to throw into coverage, and he runs the ball, gets the first down.
All it took was that one big play to get some momentum.
46 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Edwardsville leading 14-0, but the Blue Devils have the ball 1st and 10 on the Tiger 15-yard line.
They realize clock is their enemy now, and they're going quick to the line of scrimmage.
Trips to the wide side.
Vandelay gets the snap. Broken play, I think. Vandelay takes it down the right side.
He's in the end zone or close to it, close to the first down rather.
He did pretty well. I don't know, is that a broken play or not?
It looked to me to be a broken play. but he scurried and made something awful sweet out of nothing.
Everybody else went left, he went right, and then he did do a nice job. Now there's where that being a running back is advantageous for them. Maybe they need him to run the ball a little more.
Yeah, well, that's what I kept thinking. The Tigers must have done a good job of staying in their lanes and not allowing him to get room, but his best play right there.
That's the end of the quarter. We played 3 through the end of 3. Everything's the way it stayed. 14-0 Tigers. We'll take a break. Todd will be back with the fourth quarter play-by-play. You're watching Tiger playoff football on ECTV Channel 6, Edwardsville, Illinois. You gotta believe. We'll be right back. We're back here at the complex. Tigers lead 14-0. That shutout in jeopardy now as the Blue Devils have it 1st and 10 from the Tiger 15 with the fourth quarter play-by-play. Here's Todd Zutte.
Actually, I believe it's 2nd and 1 and about the 6, I believe, is what they were a little slow there on the scoreboard.
You're right.
Chance to score here with the Tigers up by 14. I formation. They're going to give it to DiPietro. He gets a good line surge, but Joe Beavis is there to stop his momentum. I think he may have got the first down. He's close to it at about the 5-yard line.
Richard Sanders also in there, as well as number 58 for the Tigers. I can't find my roster.
That would be Nathan Hawk.
Nathan Hawk also gumming things up.
And the Blue Devils playing like there's no tomorrow, and indeed there is.
There is no tomorrow, that's right. They've got to score.
So it's 1st and goal at the 4 here. They have 4 downs to score. So it'd be a great momentum shift for the Tigers if they could get stingy. Out of the eye here with Daniels in the backfield along with C.J. Cusker, who's in motion. They use the option. They pitch to Daniels. It's on the ground. He picks it up and he has a corner. He's going to score. He has 6 points and it's 14-6. The Tigers got no line surge, or maybe they could have picked up the football.
And we have an injured Tiger on the field. Richard Sanders slow in getting up. Well, now it's a whole new ball game, guys.
11:30 to go. So far, the Blue Devils have, I think, played better here in the second half than what the Tigers have.
I do too. It's like the Tigers have had the air let out of their balloon or something.
I mean, they looked okay until that turnover was really so far the turning point. DiPietro kicks it. It's long enough, and it is good. 14-7.
Well, now we see what we're made out of.
Yep, the offensive line in a close ball game, the first of the year, they need to come through like they have all season long. No time to panic.
But it's been a disappointing second half, I think, because we just haven't had the fire in our belly. Just the intensity doesn't seem to be there.
Yeah, the Tigers have been uninspired, and to their credit, the Blue Devils have looked like an entirely different team the last 6 minutes.
Boy, they really have. They haven't quit. They've stayed with it. Todd said earlier, for as little as they've done offensively, they've done a great job to stay in the ball game, 14-zip. That's paid off now as they're only 7 points behind.
And we'll see now with the kickoff return if the Tigers can get a big one like they opened the game and gain this momentum once again, because they need a big play, because that's all it took for the Blue Devils. That one screen pass is what has opened this ball game up.
I kind of look, though, for the Blue Devils to maybe squib the kick. I don't think they want Evans running the ball back.
Or Beavis, who took the first one for a long gain. May try this near side of the field.
They got hands, people. 6 deep back there.
Mike Doyle will kick it off. That's where he's going to go. He's going to try the corner.
That's going to go out of bounds.
It's going to go into the end zone. The Tigers will take it at their own 20-yard line.
80 yards ahead to pay dirt.
So that's exactly what the Blue Devils wanted, to make it a long yardage for a Tiger score.
At this point, though, you don't want to do anything different that you've been doing all night. Just because the other team scored, you just want to go out there and play your offensive style of football. You want to trap, you want to run between the tackles, and try to take some time off this clock. This is certainly no panic mode.
Oh no,
at all.
No, you want to reestablish the things you've been doing well, and of course, everything is contingent upon the fronts and coverages that the Blue Devils are showing.
And heck, we still have the lead here with 11:30 left, up by 7 here in the fourth quarter. Receivers to each side, out of the eye. This is Travis Evans. Evans has been slow going through the heart of that defense. Maybe a couple.
Now we look like they did in the first half. We're just not getting any surge, and they are really penetrating and getting in the running lanes and stopping us for short gains.
And we haven't run to the outside very much. When we have with the option, it's not worked. 3 yards on first down. That makes it 2nd and 7.
You know,
3 yards is not much on first down.
no, it isn't. You're not winning the battle of first down with 3. And such a critical series here, John, Todd, that the Tigers reestablish themselves.
They have a defensive alignment on Blake Westra here in the slot. Tigers are getting the option. Alaria with the keeper. Alaria got tripped up. He had the first down as he crosses the 30-yard line to about the 34. Got tripped up by his own teammate. Otherwise, he had some room to run.
But again, that was a nice call. They got Westra to block downfield out of that slot position. The spacing on that option play wasn't the best in the world, but Matt Alaria made a good play out of it.
Yes, he did. And the Blue Devils in a 4-4 defense that last play. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, lots of room for those linebackers to run, and they're in it again with a 3 deep zone behind it.
Clock continuing to run here.
Shifting to the 5 now.
It's the option again to the near side. Good job of stringing him out. Alaria got through. Alaria across the 40 to the 41 and pushed out of bounds.
And that was some fine running by Matt Alaria. He kept his feet moving, kept waiting for an opportunity. He finally got a chance to bounce it to the outside.
You know, both of those runs, I thought he was going to be brought down for a loss and got good yardage. There's a player down here for Gurnee Warren.
Be the second injury they've had tonight if they have to take another player off the field. Tigers have now stepped up the intensity offensively, but really, you know, Matt Alaria is making something out of nothing here on the last 2 plays.
Something I noticed there, Blake Westra for the Tigers is holding his hand. That's not good news as he's in the huddle trying to shake something off.
Looks like we have the player still down. I guess he is still down, isn't he? Now he's up. The winner of this game plays next week against the winner of Downer Grove North and Naperville North.
Joe Lambert, the 6-foot-tall, 195-pound linebacker.
Looks a lot bigger than 195.
Yes, he does.
Should the Tigers win, they might get another home game.
That's what it should be. The Tigers win, they'll get another home game.
Being
one
the
of those
higher
2
seed.
teams.
Number 4 seed in the 6A playoffs.
Alaria once again. The pitch to Evans. Evans with some room. Evans looks for a block. He has the first down across the 45.
That was really the first time all night we've had the option open to the point where Travis could get on the perimeter and show the speed.
Another guy down here for Gurnee Warren. Punishing run there by Evans.
Oh, I tell you what, when you hit Evans or Beavis, you know you've tackled somebody.
They both finish off their runs nicely. No out of bounds for them. They lower the shoulder and drive for additional yardage.
And the Tigers doing exactly what they need to do right now. They're getting first downs and they're taking time off that clock. We're just under 10 minutes left in the ball game.
It's a good chance here, depending on Blake Westra. Good time to throw the football. He's had one that set up the first score. He had one that he I guess you could call it dropped, or probably should have had it close to the end of that first half. He's been open both times.
And Matt Alaria on the last series showing real leadership by example, taking that football, John, as you said, when there wasn't much there, and getting positive yardage and moving the chains.
So the Tigers seem to have rebounded from their third quarter woes. They were just kind of blue in the third quarter, and now they picked it up as Sones comes into the game for Edwardsville.
1st and 10.
They have Westra one-on-one with Daniels here to the near side. Here on first down. They run the option again. Alaria through the middle. Alaria for about 4 yards, still going across the 50 to the 49.
I tell you what, he's a tough kid. He kept the feet going and he kept moving. Now he's slow in getting up. It looks like he's okay, though.
Well, good first down yardage again for the Tigers.
Now they're going to mess up your tiger paw out there, Todd. That's okay.
Oh, yeah, as long as they keep moving the ball, that's fine.
Clock ticking. We're down to 9 minutes left now.
Tigers content here to run the football. They've only passed 3 times, only 1 completion to Westra, 2 to Beavis. It's Travis Evans. Evans through the middle. Evans for not much yardage. Good job of gang tackling.
It's like we've got about 3rd and 5 here. A critical 3rd down situation for the Tigers.
I don't look for the Tigers to throw the ball at this point in the game.
I don't either. I think this is a point in the game that unless it's really 3rd and very, very long or 2nd and about 17, and even then they may not.
Yeah, you don't want to take the opportunity for Daniels or somebody to pick it off and take it back.
They have turned the football over tonight. Just once, though. Big one at that.
Here comes the strong safety up on the line.
And there's it's on the floor again. Alaria for about 2 yards. Very fortunate. That's the 2nd time he's had some difficulty with that center exchange with himself and Ryan Walsh, the sophomore.
Well, you be the coach. Do you punt it away here?
They're going to punt it. Think you're going to have to here with about 8 minutes left.
That's the wise choice.
Unfortunate. The Blue Devils, they did score their last time they touched it. It took a big play, though.
I can guarantee it won't be a fake.
Snap is there. Kick is up. It's a fair catch at about the 20-yard line. That's where they start with 7:36 left in the ballgame. Tigers up now, just 14-7.
If I were the Edwardsville defense, I'd be looking for Vandelay to run the ball a little more on this possession because he showed some ability to do that.
I think he's the player to watch along with Dante Daniels.
Absolutely.
Other than that, nobody else has done much for that club.
So Tim Doherty puts this game on the shoulders of the Edwardsville Tiger defense.
As long as they stop the big plays, I think this team should be okay. It's at the 18-yard line. DiPietro. Tough running there for a couple yards. He's brought down. Joe Beavis was in there along with Richard Sanders.
This is a critical area on the field for an offense from the 20-yard line out to about midfield. There's some things you can do, but you still have to play fairly conservatively.
That's right. Especially with Vandelay under center, I'm sure it's very limiting and restricting to their offensive scope of play calling.
So 2nd and 7, wide receivers to the near side. Daniels in the backfield. He gets the pitch. Daniels to the near side. Can the Tigers string him out? And they do. John Soane's there along with Travis Evans. That may be for a loss. He may have picked up a couple.
That was a nice 1-2 defensive play there. Soane's got the first hit. Evans finished him off. But I noticed, too, that Daniels sure takes a long time to get to the outside.
3rd and 5.
I mean, he runs more laterally than he does diagonally or straight ahead.
Wasn't looking for many seams, was he? He was trying to use that speed.
Which he should. He's the state 200-meter champion.
Still in the game. Wide receivers to each side.
Big play.
3rd and 5.
JC said, huge play here. The Tiger crowd as they look to throw. Not much pressure. They dump it off now. He has a seam along with Ziegler. I think he may have got the first down. He does.
That's the play they broke in the 3rd quarter, the big play.
J.R. Ziegler did enough there to allow his teammates to come back and make the tackle, but it's a first down.
Little slip screen to Dante Daniels.
They let Tarpoff come in and then just lob it over his head. And Daniels, once he gets it, if he can accelerate, he's a handful.
They got it by 2 yards. Daniels back out of the ball game. There was 6:30 left. Vandelay gives it to DiPietro. He has the corner. He has more than that. He's close to the first down. He has the first down and across the 40-yard line. Tigers don't want to see big plays like that.
Wester had the initial hit, but
there is a flag down.
Didn't get a lot of help.
Back at the line of scrimmage.
It looks like it's going to go against them. First penalty of the 2nd half. Gets the 3rd penalty against the Blue Devils. Only 2 against the Tigers.
It's going to be, as John said, against Gurnee Warren. Boy, as confident as the game seemed at halftime, it's getting tight here.
And that's a tough penalty for the Blue Devils. Now they're looking at 1st and 20 here. With
from their own 20.
All the way back to the 20 where they started this drive.
6 minutes and change left on the clock, and here come the Blue Devils.
They just had a first down negated. Daniels still on the sideline. Tiger defense needs to get tough. The pitch to the near side, halfback pass. Tigers are in coverage. He's going to loft it up. That could be picked. Westra misplayed it. That could have been caught by Gray. Whoa.
Second time that Gray has gotten behind the Tiger defense. Unfortunately, DiPietro's pass a little short.
Shoo.
But he was behind the Tiger defense.
2nd and 20, and we saw them warming up before the game, and they showed some iffy hands, and that was certainly happened there.
And you could just feel the collective blood pressure of the entire sports complex elevating here
you sure could.
as everyone identified that halfback pass.
It was good coverage until the ball started to come down. 2nd and 20. The Blue Devils 20-yard line. Daniels in the ball game. They may use a screen pass. Quarterback delay. Sones gonna push him outside. He got through him. He got 10 on 2nd down.
Now,
Karpov.
He's gonna get a penalty, and that is a dumb penalty.
Silly penalty. Luster tried to get there, but it's gonna be 1st down.
And not only it was a number 3, it was a wide receiver that hit him. That's gonna hurt.
And one of those penalties there, he didn't do too much. I didn't think really that should have warranted.
Well, I think it's one of those deals where the referee saw the retaliation instead of the first hit.
But what really did he do? I didn't even see a hit on the play.
Well, you know, they always say in football that it's the second one that gets caught. And you're right, John. It was the retaliatory strike that got flagged.
Did he hit him, though? I never saw a hit.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty hot. And that is a big penalty, because now, look, they're playing on the short field now. They got 1st and 10 from their own 48.
Instead of 3rd and 10, it's 1st and 10. The Blue Devils 48 with 5:35 left. Wide receiver to the far side. Tight end moves that direction.
Unbalanced left.
Crowd getting noisy. This time to Cusker, the fullback. The fullback has a 1st down.
This team has come alive here in the 2nd half.
This must be the real Blue Devils team, and now Nathan Gray going to come into that defensive line. He has not played there tonight. Nathan Hawk has been in that position down the stretch for the Tigers. He has played quite a bit on defense. We'll see if that affects this ball game.
Well, my stomach is starting to knot up just a little bit now, guys.
Well,
They're going to come out and measure.
This is how you determine the texture of a championship team here. And the Tiger defense being challenged.
They've got it.
It's a 1st down.
By just barely about an inch.
They've not been challenged this entire year at this point. This is the closest game they've had all season now here in the 10th ball game.
We could be looking at an overtime situation tonight too now. Because I'm sure if they do score, they'll have to go for the tie on the road.
Dante Daniels at tailback. They go unbalanced left.
Tiger defense has to get tough to the quarterback with the option to pitch. Daniels has a corner. He's close to the 1st down. Not sure exactly where the marker was. I think he does have it.
The disturbing trend right now is they're reeling off 8, 9, 10 yards of play.
Big chunks.
They've had to go 80. It's 2nd and short.
Whereas in the first half, they were not able to run the ball at all. All of a sudden, they got the running shoes on.
They've done something different here.
2nd and 1, a dangerous down.
Anything could happen here.
To the fullback. The fullback's through. The fullback has 2 to beat. And he's close to the 10-yard line. Richard Sanders coming up gimpy. Well, the team with all the momentum that has dominated this 2nd half has been Gurnee Warren.
It's been like 2 ball games.
What do you think, John? Todd, if they score the touchdown, do they go for 2?
I think you go for 1 at this point.
I'd go for 1.
You've shown you can move the football. The Tigers have not been able to in overtime. They look like the better team if it stays this way.
Let's play defense, Tigers.
It's still the fullback. Richard Sanders made the play on 1st down at the 16-yard line.
Karpov also helping out on the stop.
Okay.
Tiger crowd needs to be a 12th man here and make it tough. Get
This
noisy.
is a proud group of young men out there in the defensive huddle, and they're not going to give up easily.
2nd and 9 here with 4 minutes left.
Here we go.
This quarter seems like it's taken 2 hours.
Cusker and DiPietro in the backfield. Vandelay under center. Delayed handoff. DiPietro through the hole. DiPietro got tackled there by Westra and Sones.
But still a big gain.
Right through the middle of that line. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Somewhat reminiscent of that Quincy Notre Dame, Niles Notre Dame playoff game.
A little draw play up in there.
Yep, and DPA, they're running hard. Their backs are starting to run hard now.
1st and goal at the 4. Daniels along with Cusker. In motion. It's the option to the near side. The pitch on the way. Daniels will score, and it's going to be 14-13 here with 3:20 left. Everybody was taken besides the option.
Well, this is shocking. That's all I can say. Shocking.
Well, the big play, the turnover, could have been 21-0. That's where this one turned around.
Now they have a chance to tie. We get the ball with about 3:20 left. And we're not showing any propensity to move it.
Last 2 drives, 11 plays, 82 yards. 9 plays, 84 yards.
Boy, this is a big kick here. It seemed like he kicked a line drive first time.
Tigers got through. Kick is long enough, and it's good, and we're tied at 14. Well, it's up to the Tiger offense with 3:20. They need to gain momentum. Could we see Blake Westra involved in this Tiger drive?
Hey, you know what? We knew coming in, we knew, as Tim Doherty says, there's no sissies in the playoffs. This Gurnee Warren team, though, has really shown some character. Be down 14 zip on the road, come back. And, you know, I've noticed in football in general this year, college, professional, and high school, teams get big leads and they're not safe. Other teams are seeming to be able to come back.
It's simply amazing to me, the Tigers, how quickly they went from all the momentum and the pep, and they just look like a beaten team out there right now to me, and as they have for most of this second half. They got to find some energy and get excited about being in the postseason. Otherwise, it's over for all these seniors.
It's very uncharacteristic to see the ball run at the Tigers the way the Blue Devils did.
Oh, they just ran right through them. 8, 9, 10 yards at a pop. I don't look for them to kick the ball to Travis Evans.
They kicked it to that side of the field. I wonder if Evans maybe needs to spread out.
And so often throughout this season, the Tiger offense has risen to the occasion, and the time is now to do so once again.
Same spot. The Tigers make no adjustment. You'd think they would have there. It's 1st and 10 at the Tigers 20. They have to go 80 yards in 3:20.
And the way it's gone this year, it's going to have to be a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the one thing, Jacob Woolfolk has shown he can kick about a 35-yarder. He at least did on the extra point last week against Collinsville, but the Tigers have won and lost on their offense, and I don't know if they'll put him in that situation. They got to move the football without getting stopped here a long way before we even can think about that here with 3:20 left.
First downs are important right now.
One-on-one, Daniels and Westra.
Win the battle of first down.
They're going to put 2 out there. It's going to get some help. Tigers may throw here. Instead, it's the option with Alaria. Alaria outside, picks up 3 or 4, but not much more. Maybe actually about 2 only.
Well, I mean, it would kill us if we went 3 and out.
Clock will continue to run.
Nobody's used a timeout yet either.
Well, both of these teams now coming down to the end of the game with their game plans intact. Each team trying to run the football against the other, and here we are, 14-14 with just over 2 minutes to play.
Like as you guys said, we may not even put the football up in the air. We have not this entire second half.
78 yards to go. Come on, guys.
That's whistles, and it's a false start. That'll move the Tigers back further.
The main thing Edwardsville has to do right now is maintain their poise.
That's right. Poise and confidence, and eliminate yourself as an opponent. And they just need to re-energize and get that football pointed north and south.
Sones checking into the game at the wide receiver spot.
2nd and 12 now. Tigers 18-yard line. Both wide receivers to this side of the field. In motion, Westra. Tigers, option to this side of the field. He gets through 1. Alaria looks for help and got none from his offensive line. Everybody there missed the block.
Good pursuit, too, by Gurnee Warren. Everybody was around the football. When Matt turned the corner, all he saw was blue and white shirts.
3rd and 5. Thought maybe the Blue Devils would take a timeout here. Not going to, under 2 minutes.
I think we're looking at overtime, guys.
I think you're right. As long as the Tigers can hold on to the football, I think Gurnee Warren is content to wait till overtime, too.
Oh, yeah, they're in the driver's seat, in my opinion.
Tigers, to me, need to put the football up here on 3rd and 5. They have Westra out to the far side of the field. They look to throw. Alaria getting flushed out. He's just going to dump it off to Skizik, and that stops the clock with 1:30 left. As Alaria, to me, maybe should have taken off there. It's a desperate throw to Skizik as they did cover.
4th and 5 from the 25. They've got to punt.
Oh, no question about it. They have to punt here, and I think they're going to get a big-time rush here from this Blue Devil ball club.
Special teams.
I guess they must have had Westra covered very nicely on that far side of the field. They weren't willing to just put it up and let Westra go one-on-one. They're not coming. Skizik's kick is a short one. Bounces at the 45. Takes a slow roll across the 50 to about the 48, 49 yard line, but 1:21 left. There's a lot of time, and they have 3 timeouts.
And what great field position for them. They've only got, what, 52 yards to go, and they have shown a marked ability in the second half to move the ball.
This is going to be a real test for the Tiger defense.
They've looked very beatable here in their last 2 drives, over 80 yards. This one only 51 to go.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Need a big play here. They're going to give the handoff to the tailback. He's through.
Nice job. Ziggy got in there. Also, Sanders.
Luster was
there, too. They are not going to throw the football. I don't think they'll throw it. Unless they go with that slip screen.
They gave him 3 yards, but it looked like closer to 4 yards as far as the markers. They took their first time out here with 1:09 left.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. That's what the playoffs is all about.
It really is. The Tigers were in control at 14-0 at halftime. It was still 14-0 going into the 4th quarter. They did score 30 seconds into the 4th. Tied at 14 here now.
And 2 big plays, though, the turnover and the big pass to Daniels.
That's what those 2 have simply broken this one open. It was, I believe, was it a 2nd or 3rd down play that the screen play came on? 3rd and 5.
Yep, and that was a big play by a big player.
And Alaria had just gotten a big first down for the Tigers before he coughed it up, and they were looking to make it 21-0 at that point, and I don't think they would have been stopped on that drive.
I don't either.
And the defensive coordinator coming to the sideline, perhaps, and reminding him to try to knock the ball loose. Everybody run to the football, wrap up.
And for Gurnee Warren, everybody hold on.
Their kicker has a strong leg, too. They could get it to there. Fake handoff. They're going to throw. Tigers, good coverage. DiPietro's just going to take off and run. He's going to get the first down close to the 40, brought down by Sanders and Sones.
He's in bounds.
Clock will stop with 55.7 left.
Move the chains.
Once they get it set, it'll start to go.
Vandelay, a smart football player out there.
Change crew taking a while, getting in motion. They're going to be set and ready for this next play quickly.
I'm surprised we didn't see a timeout. He might spike the ball.
They only have about 20 yards to get, really, for a field goal chance. To the fullback, huge hole. He got about 5 or 6. Ziegler was there along with Nathan Becker.
There's the timeout.
Second timeout with 43.9.
Now, in overtime, each team gets the ball at the 25 or the 20.
They get the ball at the 25-yard line, I believe it is. That's what college is.
I think it's, yeah, it's not 25 in high school, and you get 4 downs. Is that the 10? And then you get 4 downs, and the other team gets a chance to answer. And you just keep playing until somebody wins.
You know, I think they have time for, from seeing their kicker, they have a chance to win this before. I don't even think the Tigers could think overtime. They have to stop them here and make some big plays because he's shown a strong leg kicking extra points.
Right now, it's a 52-yard field goal from where they're at.
They have 1 timeout and a lot of time left here with 43 seconds left.
They've got probably 5 or 6 snaps of the football, depending on whether they choose to throw it or run it.
And Tom DiPietro is their kicker. Also their running back.
My hat's off to this Gurnee Warren Blue Devils team.
They've come back from dead for 9 plays, 11 yards in the
That's what
first
I was
half.
just going to say. I had them buried. Tiger crowd into it now.
They need to make it tough here. On 2nd and 5 to Cusker. He has the first down. He has a lot more than that. They're in field goal range here inside the 20-yard line.
And
with
they take
35.
timeout.
The Tigers have just not been able to stop that inside run at all. They just dominated that the first half, and here in the second, they've been manhandled.
36-yard field goal from here. They're not going to be content with that just yet.
Oh no, there's the clock's running. It's to 30 now.
They're unbalanced left. And here they come again with
Into the fullback. The fullback for a few. The clock will continue to run.
Are they out of timeouts?
They're going to call their timeout right now with 19.4, and that's it for them as far as timeouts. It's an odd timeout, I guess, what they're hoping. It's inside the 10. They're going to go for the win here, folks. They're going to throw it or run it. Probably throw it to the end zone at some point.
I think the ball's
they're going to kick it, I believe, Tom.
It's at the 12.
And he did run it to the middle of the field. Boy, this will be just a heartbreaker to lose for the Tigers here. Tough pill to swallow if the seniors go out this way, guys.
Sure would be.
Kick block team on the field. I'm sure they'll do everything they can to block this kick.
First thing you got to do, penetration. Second thing you got to do is get people with their hands up.
Hey, Richard Sanders, where's your helmet tonight?
Oh, use your head, dude.
All right. Boy, you couldn't ask for more drama in a playoff game.
I don't want any more. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask for
And here
more.
come the Blue Devils. Lining up.
They're no field goal unit out there.
Under center.
They're under center. I'm shocked.
And here we go.
They're going to go for the end zone.
They have another timeout.
It's to the fullback. The Tigers stop him. Do they have the first down? The clock continues to run.
Third down.
With 10 seconds left, they need to get under center with 8.
6.
He'll spike the ball here.
And they're going to go for the field goal attempt here with 3.7 left, and this is what it'll come down to here. They rush the field goal unit on. It's going to be a 29-yarder.
I'm surprised. I thought they would have gone for it before. On the play before.
Tiger crowd needs to get into this one. This is their season, folks.
29-yard. No, it's a 27-yarder.
The holder is Matt Vandelay and DiPietro, the kicker. Taking a long time. Well, the Tigers trying to ice him. And they did. One of those moves defense would like to do.
I don't know how many they've kicked this year.
Don't have a stat on that, unfortunately.
Field goal, though, it's a timing play.
Who would have thought it would have come down to this? A field goal. The Tigers have not seen many teams attempt field goals this year.
I don't know if we've seen one, have we?
And they have at least kicked one this year. And a loss to Lincolnshire Stevenson.
Okay. Here we go.
This one is going to be from 27 yards out. The Tigers need to get a big-time rush.
He gets the kick off the tee.
Vandelay, the holder. The kicker, DiPietro. It's down. The Tigers will rush. It's long enough. And it is good. The Tigers will end their season. It is all over.
It's over.
They lose it 17-14. Unbelievable. I would have never thought the Tigers would lose this one.
And what, my hat's off to Gurnee Warren. Boy, you talk about a team with some character.
Took the Tigers' lone turnover. You credit them, but turnovers kill you.
And the Tiger defense on the field stunned.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It was almost as if the teams traded identities.
They really did. The Tigers did not throw the football very much.
They got guys turning flips out there. What a game. What a game.
Well, I better understand what playoff football is all about here in Illinois.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up. Tigers lose it 17-14. We're back at the complex. An improbable end to this football game. Edwardsville led 14-0 at halftime, 14-0 through 3 quarters. But the Gurnee Warren Blue Devils come storming back, and they win it here tonight on a 27-yard field goal by Tom De Pietro with 3.7 seconds left. They win the football game tonight, 17-14. They advance to play next week. The Tigers, again, for the second year in a row, go down in the first round of the postseason.
John, it couldn't be a more devastating loss for the Edwardsville Tigers. And as you've mentioned, our compliments to this Gurnee Warren football team for their persistence and ability to come back in the second half.
This definitely was a very bitter pill for Edwardsville to swallow, but you know what, guys? Got to put things in perspective. It was a great season for the Tigers. You hate to see it end this way, but still, 9 wins. They got into the postseason, but tonight, Gurnee Warren had it when they needed it.
I've got almost nothing to say, guys. I'm shocked. I really am.
Well, we've really enjoyed bringing you Tiger football on ECTV Channel 6. We wished we could have brought you a couple more games, but that's not the way it turned out. The Tigers finished their season 9-1 on the 1999 year. We're going to take it from the Sports Center. We'll be around in basketball season. But for the last time, for my partners J.C. Smith and Todd Zudi, this is John Bodakovich. Thanks for watching Tiger football on ECTV Channel 6.